I'll move on to the 1976 The Omen. I just watched that one. It was atmospherically pretty good, and for the time, I really liked it. I mean, by the way, this list is only what it is because we as in Zach and I have seen like everything else because we've done this for like 2 years now, where we've created these lists for Halloween to watch movies we haven't seen or to rewatch things. Like we've rewatched all of Halloween, we rewatched all of like Friday the 13th. So I've gone through all of those already. So these are just like more um, niche picks, I guess. And I found these like scouring through articles and articles of like the best horror movies, best horror movies for Halloween. Some of these are more so psychological, which I do love psychological thrillers and psychological horrors. Um, but they're definitely not all like, you know, Halloween scary movies if that's what you're looking for. So, The Omen I really liked. It was just like it wasn't like Rosemary's Baby good, but it's good. I gave that one a 7 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair. Um, the next one is a David Lynch film, Blue Velvet, from 1986, and that was like the first one we watched, I think. And Zach really loves David Lynch, and I haven't seen Twin Peaks, although I hear great things about it, and I really liked that movie. I thought it was cool. It was like ahead of its time. Um, I love the atmospheric kind of scary movie that it was, with like mystery. So that one was really. It's not really much of a scary movie for Halloween, but it's a good like psychological uh, thriller. Is that what it could be? But I gave that one an 8 out of 10. Hendrix, stop. Get over here. Get over here. I gave that one an 8 out of 10. Next on the list, Sleepaway Camp, and that's from 1986. That movie was wild. If you haven't seen Sleepaway Camp and you're really bored, uh, you have nothing to do, um, or you're just really interested, the ending of Sleepaway Camp, it's like an, a very, so it's 1986, it's from the 80s. You can tell it's from the 80s. And you think it's just like a classic slasher type of movie. And then at the end, it's wild. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and it's a crazy last scene of the movie. So if you've seen it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to share in how wild that movie was with somebody. But I gave that one a 5 out of 10. I'm not saying that the ending was surprising in a good way. I'm saying it was just a shocking turn of events from what I thought was happening. Um, that's just a good one to keep in mind. I believe you can find that one on Amazon Prime. I believe it's on Shudder. So I want to say a good amount of these are on Prime. Prime usually has a lot of good scary movie stuff, and Shudder has a lot of good options. Whoops. Okay. So after Sleepaway Camp, I'm on to Reanimator from 1985, and I really liked that one actually. Um, I had never seen it. I'd heard about it. I'd seen clips of it. I've seen it just like on the Rolodex of options to choose from through streaming services, but it was like a kind of weird, campy, like psychological, sci-fi. I don't even know, but I liked it. I gave that one an 8 out of 10. Um, it was just it kept me interested, and I liked the pace of it. And it was just a little bit different. Okay, so Goodnight Mommy with Naomi Watts and the two little twins from Big Little Lies. Um, that movie was horrible. I have to be quite honest with I thought it would be decent because, like I said, I was trying to watch the original Goodnight Mommy, and it wasn't. I had to buy it on Prime, and I didn't know if it was good enough to warrant like a $4 purchase. So I just went with the newer one since it had just come out, and I would think Naomi Watts is like on the pulse, but this one was a 4 out of 10 for me. It was very confusing. Again, another psychological type of thriller where the kids like. I mean, I can't even spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you don't have to waste your time. It's a 4 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna move on to Hellraiser from 1987. So 1987 Hellraiser, I gave a 7 out of 10. I had never seen it. I've heard about it my whole life. I've seen the guy from Hellraiser, like I know what the guy looks like. So I've known about Hellraiser for a long time, but I never had. I don't know why. I just never watched it, but it was very gory, very like this is a good Halloween scary movie, I think. However, so I gave the original 7 out of 10 because it was like a little gross, a little. It was atmospherically, a good movie. And then I watched the newest one that just came out on Hulu, the Hellraiser, and that was a 4 out of 10. So if you're gonna watch Hellraiser, watch the original one. It's better, in my opinion, because the newer one just kind of misses for me. There seem to be a lot of plot holes. You could disagree with that. Next, I put the movie Lights Out. I'd already seen this movie, but it'd been a long time, and I remember it being scary, so I put it back on the list, and we rewatched that, and I give it a 6 out of 10. It's like still scary. There's something about the dark. I mean, maybe it's because I'm afraid of the dark. There's something about the darkness that is very scary to me, and that movie just hits the being in the dark thing for me. So 6 out of 10 would recommend if you're just bored. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, 1984. I gave that a 5 out of 10. However, watching it, I was surprised because it was very like meta. Like it was about Friday the third, or I'm sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street. It was about the lead actress in those movies, living outside of the movies in the real world with her family, but having issues because she's dreaming of Freddy Krueger because of the movies and all of that stuff, and it's like becoming true in real life. So it was it was crazy. I might give it a 6 out of 10 for that because it was like kind of ahead of its time, I think. But overall, it wasn't like Freddy Krueger movies are. They're scary. They make you not want to go to sleep, but they're not like like I don't know. It's not the same as like Halloween. I think Halloween is like it's a different type of fear. In my opinion, I don't know. I watched American Psycho for the first time, which I can't believe it took me this long. I mean, I feel really stupid for not having seen it, but that I gave a straight 10 out of 10. And you guys probably saw, and you will see in my video, that this week I started like a mood board of sorts for just like an ongoing mood board for myself to like reference for inspiration for things that inspire me or whatever. And Christian Bale was my first pick up there because I got the GQ magazine with him and the spread, and I just really loved it, and I thought the styling was great, and I just think he's so hot and so cool. So American Psycho, 10 out of 10. He did a great job. I loved the way it was shot. I just loved. Wow, you guys will never believe what just happened to me. My camera died. What are you gonna fucking do? So I was on American Psycho and I gave that a 10 out of 10. That was my highest score. And I love Christian Bale. And last but not least, Memento, and that was from the Memento. That was from the year 2000 with Guy Pearce. I liked it. It was very psychological, though. I was like confused, kind of. Sometimes you know those movies where you're watching it and the whole time you're confused and you're like, you're working your way around the plot line. That was this movie. This movie moves backward. The entire movie starts from the end and it moves backward, and it's all about it's all about his short-term memory, and it's very interesting. I suggest it. 7 out of 10. I gave it 7 out of 10. So these are all great options if you're trying to get a little bit dark this week for Hallow's Eve. And my best friend Alex, we watched a movie not too long ago, maybe a couple of years back on Amazon Prime called Haunted House LLC. And that one is it's not a good movie. I have to be upfront about that. Like, it doesn't make a lot, like the ending sucks and it could have been a lot better. But atmospherically, the movie is scary. And if you're looking for like a jump scare movie where you get like uncomfortable and you want to turn the lights off, I would watch Haunted House LLC on Amazon Prime. So I think that's good for this week. I am just checking in and I'm getting excited for Halloween and for Alex's Halloween party this weekend. And I'm getting all my costume stuff together and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And I can't wait to watch more scary movies, and maybe I'll give you guys the review of the rest of them or even other ones I've seen. I guess I can also just throw in that I watched Halloween Ends, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, I think. Maybe Kills is the last one. I just watched the newest Halloween. 4 out of 10. Not that great. I liked the other Halloween better. But it was like, I'm not going to spoil it again, but 4 out of 10, I think, for Halloween Kills. And then Barbarian, I'll give a 9 out of 10. Barbarian was a wild ride. And it's just worth a watch. So if you like scary movies, I would go and see Barbarian in theaters because it's pretty fun. But that's it for me. And I'll see you guys when I fucking see you.